It's a brand new world out there, isn't it? A world where Lady Gaga is queen and Steve Jobs is king. A world where people choose products not based on how good the quality is, but how good it makes them feel. A world where people choose to do business with companies not based on how long they've been in business, but how much impact those companies have on people's lives. And a world where brands are no longer just symbols or logos. They're ways of life for the customers who buy them and the companies who make them. Now, let me unpack that last statement a little bit for you. Brands are more than just symbols or logos. How many of you out there are Apple fans? All right, I thought we'd have a few in this tech crowd here. I bet none of you is an Apple fan because they've got a great logo or because they have really cool advertising, although their advertising is pretty cool. If you're like the millions of Apple fans out there, you like Apple because of their well-designed integrated products, their super cool retail stores, maybe all the apps that they offer. I would venture to guess that some of you really like Apple because they think different and they're always innovating. Apple's appeal is really a combination of all of these things. Apple's brand is that bundle of values and attributes that makes Apple unique and special. So a brand is so much more than a symbol or logo. It's also so much more than an ad, as this failed pets.com ad shows an ad a business does not make. And a brand is much more than a product. Hand anybody a Tiffany's box, and you'll see their face light up before they even know what's in the box, right? Because that brand symbolizes something to them. Great brands like the ones in the video, and that's why I worked so hard to make sure you could see that video, is because they think about their brands differently, and they do brand building differently. They think about their brands as management tools that they actually use to fuel, align, and guide everything that the organization undertakes. And by operationalizing their brands, they use their brands as the most critical way for managing and growing their business. Let me share a statistic with you, and I ask you to consider a study that the Association of National Advertisers conducted. They surveyed chief marketing officers and brand managers at a wide variety of companies. And they found out that 64% reported that their brands did not impact the decisions that were being made at the companies. So that means that nearly 2/3 of companies are pouring millions of dollars in having a great design logo and advertising and marketing, great social media campaign, whatever, but it's not aligned with their business. And as a result, the full business value of their brand is not realized. Now, I want you to do me a favor. Look at the person to your right, okay? And look at the person to your left. And according to this statistic, only one of you is building your brand the way great brands do. So, I'm going to outline the 5 principles that separate the merely good brands from the great brands, and then I'll let you decide which one of you 3 is doing it right, okay?
Are you pouring your time and energy and money into advertising and promoting your brand when those tactics are notoriously unreliable in building a great image? And are your current activities laying a foundation for future growth? You may be doing well now, but are you thriving? Or maybe you're just coasting because you've got some favorable winds at your back. And what about tomorrow? If you're not using your brand as your compass and GPS to inform what you do and how you do it, what will determine your direction when markets change suddenly, as markets do? Is your brand strong enough to withhold the threats of unknowable negative forces? You know, I talk about this topic with people all across the country, and I find it ironic because the people who could benefit most from practicing these principles are often the ones who are most reluctant to it. they seem to be blinded by their success, and they take their brands for granted. And on the other hand, there are troubled companies that are too short on cash and too short on stakeholder goodwill to follow these principles, and so they're grasping at them like a life raft, but it's too late. So I want to suggest to you that the time to change is now, not because your companies are sick, but precisely because they're well. Greatness doesn't just happen. Good is the enemy of great. And so I hope that you will choose to be great. Thank you very much.